Join me as I stay in the smallest hotel in the world. Located in Amberg in Germany, I'm going to be spending one night in this one-of-a-kind hotel. And to get there, I've got to take a flight from Stansted Airport to Nuremberg in Germany. And then when I get there, it's a small trip to Amberg to get to the hotel. So let's go. One thing that's different about this hotel is normally you book online and you get your confirmation, but with this hotel you first of all have to make an inquiry, and then if the availability is there, they invite you then to pay for it. And being such a small hotel, there isn't going to be a reception, so there's a number that I've got to call when I arrive, or about an hour before I arrive, for someone to meet me to check me in. So this is going to be a little bit interesting because communication isn't the best. So I hope there is going to be somebody there to meet me. Otherwise, I'm going to be spending the night in Nuremberg somewhere.
Yeah, it's Nuremberg, yeah.
Fairly quick flight. I still got about an hour to get to Amberg from here, so I've just booked an Uber and we should be there soon. Let's go. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. And here it is. It's got a total floor space of 53 square meters and is just over 2.5 meters wide. Let's head in. Here are my keys. See the little guy at the top? It is actually a really pretty little hotel. Notice the door. I'll tell you about the history about this hotel in just a moment. So the story goes is that back in the 1700s here in Amberg in Germany, if you wanted to get married, you have to own land. So a couple found this little plot of land, they built a house on it between two other houses, then they were legally allowed to get married. They then sold it on to another couple who wanted to get married, and so on and so on. That's why you see marriage depicted on the door and lovers. Look at that. And it might be small, but it is spread out over 4 different floors. Let me show you around. So as you come in, this is kind of your reception where there's lots of information on the local area, on the hotel itself. There's some forms there I've got to fill out. Ooh. I think that's from the chandeliers. Just being really nosy, there's just some. One thing about this hotel is the ornaments. They're everywhere. They are so pretty and so tiny as well. I've got a couple of pencils there if I want to use them. And you'll also see Cupid around in the hotel. Look at that on the stairs. I love the candle holder. My wardrobe is here then. It's quite dark in this area. There's not much light, but I do have, every hotel should have them. I've got some branded slippers on point. If it rains, I've got a brolly. So as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. Let's first of all head down to, I guess, the dining room. Again, this is quite dark down here, so hopefully you should be able to see okay, but this is a lovely little space to sit and have dinner, or tomorrow morning where I'll be having breakfast. Got some complimentary water there, a couple of glasses, even got a Werther's original. I wonder if that was left over by someone, and some Kinder chocolate there. Look at this. Wow, so pretty. For my tea in the morning or for dessert, I think this would probably be for breakfast. Even got a cake slice in there. I'm assuming cleaning products are in there, but I thought this was locked, but there is a fridge. Minibar then. I've got a couple of chilled glasses of water. Right, let's head up to the first floor. Look at that, Romeo and Juliet. On this really cool light box. I mean, this is a great place to take photos as well, but this is my living room, and I've already lit the fire just to show how incredibly cozy this room is, and it is so nice, so elegant. What lets it down though is the radio system, but this is basically because as soon as you come in, it plays classical music. You can turn it off, you can have your own music being played in here. There's a radio there and internet. There's a TV there if I want it. I love the red in this hotel. It's really lovely. Lovely red mat on the floor, the red cushions, the red sofa, and also a tiny little bottle for a tiny hotel of champagne. Look at that. Just being nosy in these drawers, but I love this though on the wall. It's really nice. Huge big mirror. Unfortunately the clock doesn't work. Also a guest book here where people have been signing since, I think this has been open since 24. Obviously most people that stay here have been German. Can't really see any other languages actually. So I'll pop mine in a little bit. Now surprisingly the hotel does only sleep 2 people, so there's no sofa beds or anything. The bedroom is up above, but before we get there, I've got to show you the bathroom. Right, up the stairs we go. Into the bathroom. Now you do get a lot of tourists taking photos of the hotel. So what you can do is I can pull the blinds down so I can have my privacy. But also it's quite handy because if I didn't, you can see right into the windows over the road, and obviously when you go into the toilet you might want your privacy. But I love this 3D look on the walls. It continues up here in the bathroom. Amazingly, it has a shower and a bath. The bath is upstairs on the next level above the bedroom. We'll come to that in a minute. Some complimentary shower gel there. Love that little lamp. Look at the surround by the mirror. Really nice. As I always say, lamps bring out the coziness in a hotel, and I can't say I've ever had many in the bathroom before right by the loo, but I really like it. And that's very interesting as well. These are all the towels under here. And then we have the shower, which is surprisingly pretty big. And I can get, I would say, a good, I say 4 people squeezed in here. It's quite a big shower, and some complimentary shower gel in there too. Love the flowers outside. Isn't that pretty? There's a lot of antique furniture in here. I'm worried about knocking it over. It's like an urn. Let's head up into the bedroom. Now, weirdly, this feels like it's the smallest room, even though all the rooms are pretty much the same kind of width. Well, they are the same width, but nice high ceilings. Apparently these are sensor lights, so in the middle of the night, if you want to get out of bed. Let's do the bed test. Oh, yeah, you sink into that. Nice and squishy. I love the way they've done this on all of the back walls. It's very romantic. And then the final room right at the top has got something special, as well as another little Cupid. So this is a whirlpool bath. It's huge. There you go, you got lights in your bubble bath as well. Is that supposed to be like that, coming away from the wall like that? The tap's there, there's a huge big mirror. Again, love the antique furniture, it's really nice. And a nice little sofa there if you want to maybe just chat to your other half who's in the bath. I like the way they've got the towels laid out on here as well. Shame the towels aren't a bit more fluffier though. Look at the chandelier up here. And you've got a little bit of a window to let some light in. But just look how high it is from up here. I guess you could call this an Airbnb, and it kind of does have a feel between a hotel and an Airbnb. Obviously there's no restaurant here, but you do get breakfast in the morning. I think there's some places where you can eat down the street. So yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Night night. Oh wow. Fully laid out for breakfast or what? And breakfast is served. I love how this is all laid out. We've got bread, we've got a choice of meats, we've got yogurt, we've got coffee, we've got cereal, we've got fruit, we've even got eggs. And it won't be to everyone's cup of tea, but the only downside is, I guess, that she came here around about 7 o'clock to do all of this, so there was quite a little bit of noise. And she was doing it for at least about 45 minutes, and then she went out and got the fresh bread. So probably an hour you kind of felt like you had to stay upstairs, but I mean, it's definitely worth it. I mean, she's gone to a lot of work. Let's tuck in have some coffee. Oh no, tea, because I asked for tea. Yes, it's hot water. Such a lovely little town. So close to the hotel, there's a place to get coffee just here. Last night I had a pizza down in one of those restaurants. Let's have a quick walk to the river. Listen to the birds. Got this huge theatre here as well. So my stay at the world's smallest hotel has come to an end, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect so much space, because on the face of it you think to yourself, oh my god, it's going to be so small, but it's spread out over, you know, the 4 floors, and the fact that you've got like a little dining room in the basement, you've got the little living room, and then you've got the bedroom, and then you've got the bathroom, and then you've got like an extra bath at the top. It just flows really well, I think. Obviously I spent most of the time in the living room and the bedroom. Food-wise, dinner-wise, there's loads of restaurants in this little town of Amberg. It's really lovely. As you saw earlier, it's situated in a very quintessential German town. So breakfast was really lovely. There's a great choice on there. The fact that the lady goes and gets you fresh bread. I guess the only downside isn't it probably wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea, is that she comes in very early in the morning to get it set up. And because obviously sound travels from the bottom up to the top, you hear all the clanging around and stuff like that, so obviously you got to be prepared to be up quite early. Her English wasn't overly that good, so I kind of was saying, is 7 the only time that you do it? And obviously checkout is at 10:30, so I guess you've got to have breakfast at that time, but it's good because it sets you up for the day. If you fancy seeing more interesting hotels, why not click the video here or here? Please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Remember to drop a comment below and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.